Hello everyone, this is Walking Problem. Today's topic is Amos Yee. I have no idea how he appears on the news feed again. In one of the trending stories for today on social media, on Facebook. And I pounced upon the Facebook post by Tan Chuan Jin, who actually shared this comments on Amos Yee by our Minister Shanmugam. And I'm going to first read. So it is mainly talking about how Amos Yee is actually being sentenced in the US, and how it kind of slapped a lot of people in their faces. Okay, so he was actually commenting on this piece by Adrian Tan. So instead we should read Adrian Tan first. Who is Adrian Tan? He is a masked litigator, masked litigator, socially and emotionally distant law firm partner. Okay, I personally I don't know who is he. Looks like a lawyer or something. So I'm gonna read what he wrote in 2015. Also, this is some bit of the history how Amos Yee became a political refugee in the US, and then what happened later. So in 2015, Singapore's first prime minister Lee Kuan Yew died. In life, the authoritarian Lee polarized Singaporeans. In death, he united us. 500,000 Singaporeans paid their respects as Lee's body laid in state. They stood in sun and rain, day and night, queuing for days for one last glimpse of Lee. I don't think it's one last glimpse, but more like one last respect, because I was one of those people. As his cottage, moved to his final resting place, torrential rain swept the island. Yet thousands lined the streets to say goodbye. My friends and I stood along Alexandra Road, utterly drenched, as the vehicle carrying Lee approached. Ordinary Singaporeans around us chanted, "Lee Kuan Yew, Lee Kuan Yew." We made our peace with our founding father. In the midst of this national outpouring of grief, 17 years old Amos Yee uploaded the video, "Lee Kuan Yew is finally dead," saying that Lee was like Jesus, both were power hungry and malicious, and it attracted over 1 million views. And if you are aware of some of the previous videos, I did mention Amos Yee, and this is exactly what I was talking about, because Amos Yee realized that he can earn money on YouTube by saying controversial stuff. And by saying controversial stuff, he gets views, and views means money. He followed up with a cartoon of Lee engaging in intimate activity with former British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. He was arrested for wounding religious feelings and obscenity. He didn't elaborate on this part, but actually this part doesn't has anything to do with Lee Kuan Yew. Actually, it's actually he was talking something about Christianity and some or Islam or something like that. Around there, it's actually religious stuff. Again, trying to get views. Then the West took offense at us taking offense. The Guardian castigated Singapore for suppression of free speech. The New Yorker said that Yee's arrest showed Singapore's backwardness and demonstrated our dire need for cultural education through intelligent dissent. The Committee to Protect Journalists called for Yee's release. And the Wall Street Journal said Yee's case was proof of Singapore's struggle to adapt to the realities of digital era. And all these foreigners are idiots. I said they are idiots. Look at what they do to Trump. Look at what they view Project Veritas. Hypocrites. So Yee was offered probation. He asked to be jailed. The court obliged him. He spent 53 days in prison. The Human Rights Watch, which is a terrible organization for most cases, called the division a dangerous affront to freedom of expression. And Yee a victim of his own making. Amnesty, another one of those hypocritical organizations, international, declared Yee a prisoner of conscience, rather a prisoner of self-consciously doing something to earn money through the expense of other people. Said that Singapore breached the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. After Yee's release, he gained a political asylum in the United States. Yee broadcasted more free speech, this time about pedophilia, and he's now languishing in jail on child pornography charges. This time, there is no international outcry because he's a nobody anymore. And is this hypocrisy? Yee's ridicule of certain religions and his depiction of Lee engaging in unspeakable acts or with Thatcher, I never saw that image before, offended many. When Singapore took action, the West condemned us. When Yee went to the West, he indulged in free speech and was banned on social media. No human rights groups or mainstream media denounced the ban as censorship, even though Yee was doing the same thing that he did in Singapore, using free speech to provoke. Let me compare pedophilia versus gloating at someone's death and drawing caricature of a national leader with another legendary national leader having unspeakable acts. Pedophilia seems to be more serious. Or maybe hurting religious feelings. It's not that far away, to be honest. So, unfortunately, no one called him out or speak for him. When Yee was arrested, few Western newspapers reported it, and no one in the West brought up the fact that they championed Yee as a prisoner of conscience. It's hard to be Singapore. The West gets to decide what free speech is acceptable and what is offensive. If we do not toe the line, we end up being accused of breaching human rights. And that is absolutely true. The West is an enormous hypocrite machine. They themselves are constantly in contradiction of their own standards. And that's also why I had this channel calling things out for what it is. You may not like it, but facts are facts. And this piece, kind of like inspired Shanmugam to have his own at a point. So an excellent piece by Adrian Tan exposing some hypocrisy. Amos was championed by some Singaporeans and American media. The New Yorker said that Amos is exactly the kind of person you one day want, maybe even running your country. Oh, please not. No. Donald Low, if I'm not wrong, this guy is the TOC editor, chief editor. Said, I might be wrong. I can't really be bothered with TOC. Said that Amos Yee exemplifies all the qualities we want to teach our kids. Yeah, right. And Yee has all the traits we want in our youth. Yeah, right. Several others jump in, the predictable few, I suppose. Singapore was persecuting this brilliant young man because he exercised his right of free speech. He exercised his right of assholeness, not free speech. He's trying to be an asshole. That's what he is trying to do. This is not free speech. It's free speech. It means you can say anything, but you have a choice of what you say, and he chose to be an asshole. So this asshole is cheered on by some in Singapore who have since kept very quiet. So what was the truth? Amos had made seriously derogatory remarks about Christians and Muslims. So I'm right. I didn't remember wrongly. Using 4-letter words, which I have no idea what is that, and vulgarities to refer to Christians and Muslims and their religious beliefs. People who make such remarks are usually charged in Singapore. He was given asylum in the US, and from repressive Singapore, he also ran away from doing NS. So if he is being deported back to Singapore, he's going to get jailed for desertion. Human Rights Watch said that Singapore government has gone to the extraordinary length to restrict Yee's free expression rights. To be honest, I don't think so. I don't think so. He still can say anything he wants. He just get sued. That's all. Nobody stopped him like the way he stopped in the USA now. He's being denied. Denied social media. He was blocked from YouTube, and I believe he's blocked on Facebook as well. So there's no way Amos Yee can even communicate out any views at all. He's entirely being censored, way more than what Singapore government can do to him. So what has happened now? In the US, he has been banned from using social media. Not a squeak from his supporters. I don't even think he have any supporters left, to be honest. And we should also come back to one of my videos when I talk about how there are always these people that appears, all these human rights people, all these activists that will always appear to come and push you up, bring you up, and make you feel like a king, and then actually they are making use of you. These supporters that supported Amos Yee are the exact same people. They are always the same group of people. The same people who raised PJ Tam up, who raised Roy Ng up, who raised Han Hui Hui up, is the same group of people. So he's under arrest for solicitation and possession of child pornography. Quite amazing that he's managed to get this kind of thing that is like rather banned across the board. Again, not a squeak from his supporters. Human Rights Watch, where is your statement defending his rights? I wish this could be like a parliamentary, official request for comment from the Human Rights Watch directly from the Singapore government. I really think we should do that. Really call them out. Put it in the headlines on the Straits Times. Make it a big thing. New Yorker still thinks he's fit to run the USA, perhaps. And the small group of Singaporeans who were vocal in using his case to run down Singapore, they are also strangely quiet. Hypocrisy has many shades. Yeah, look at his face. So, what do we learn here? We learn that we as Asians or Singaporeans or anyone living in Asia should not have this white superiority complex. We shouldn't just think that the West is the pinnacle and the absolute right right and the correct people, and everything that say is like like the Bible or some holy words. It's not true. From as far as I can tell, so much hypocrisy, so much stupidity. I follow US politics very closely. I've seen so much. Even the justice system is curiously dubious, to be honest. Like the current case, the Covington kid, the current the case that is being viral now in the USA, where a kid on video, no less, on video, he was being attacked. He was carrying an M16. He was being attacked. The people who assaulted him carry weapons, firearms, and they believe that this kid wouldn't dare to fire his weapon. And in self-defense, he fired rather randomly as he fell, and he killed one of the attackers. And then he protected himself, and to keep these people away, he walked to the police for help. So he go to the police first, and not the attackers. The attackers are just rioters. So, and this guy on video, you have all the video evidence, still have to protect himself and defend himself from allegations that he murdered people on purpose. They want to trial him that is a murder, as a murder charge, and that's USA. The hypocrisy is goodness. So, come back to Amos Yee. He's not a saint. This boy, and now man, is simply trying to milk the internet for money. And if you have missed my previous videos that I have mentioned about this case, he's simply one guy that he started off doing YouTube videos. He used to be an actor for MediaCorp, a child actor. After that, he have his own YouTube channel. So of course, being a actor of some sort, it's quite easy to have some kind of following. And then he vlog about certain stuff, and then he started to realize that by vlogging contentious content or contentious views or opinions, it gets more views. And what is more contentious than criticizing Lee Kuan Yew or gloating about his death? Then that's exactly what he did. And that he went through the roof in views, and then he probably earned a few $1,000s from it. From 1 million views, I believe that single video would have earned him at least $1,000 at least. So, or it could be even $10,000. I depending on what is the the kind of conversion rate during those days for him. And then as I mentioned about in another video as well, about how it's always a path to hell. When you do something that works, you would tend to believe that that's the way forward, and you will actually double down. And as he doubled down, he realized that what can be more contentious than gloating about Lee Kuan Yew die? Showing Lee Kuan Yew, having unspeakable acts with Margaret Thatcher. So he can also get views from UK, and then he get more views. That's how he thinks that, wow, I can actually make a living being an asshole. And it's just like some of my videos that I have. If you go through, go to my channel, you look at the videos that I have, you can see that there are certain videos that spikes with so much views, and then the next video is like nobody watch. And I believe he went through the same thing, most likely. And then he realized that, wow, do I actually have to be an asshole every time just to get views? And that's what he concluded. He'd be an asshole more. And then he started to be more and more, have to say more and more contentious things to get people angry, get people to be furious, to get people, and all this anger and curiosity and upsetness towards him converts into engagement and shares, and this helps to even push his videos further away to more people, and in the end get even more views. It doesn't matter the engagement is positive or negative, he still earns the money. That's why he just doubles down and double down and double down. Do you think he really meant all these things? I don't think so. I don't think he really meant what he said. It's all an act. He's an actor. He's simply doing this just to provoke, and just to get a reaction, and get the views and get the share, and then he earns more money from it. And by doubling down, what is more contentious in the West than pedophilia? Because once you go to the USA, Singaporeans don't really give a damn about him anymore, because Singapore largely condemns him, and he doesn't really get the views from Singapore anymore. Nobody want to listen to him. And not to mention that he was jailed for a very long time. He was being locked up for a very long time because he entered US and suddenly asked for political asylum, and their process was to lock you up first. And in the end, he was locked up, I think, longer than the jail sentence he had in Singapore by a lot, I think. So he was jailed for a long time. Finally he got out, and then he realized that he have no more audience. He lost his followers or fans, if there is any. And then he decided to create a new channel, and then he wanted to target the US market, because US has a much bigger viewer base, much bigger market. And then he wanted to do the same thing, but he feels that he is much safer in the US because there is freedom of speech. So so in the US, the most touchy thing you can say is pedophilia. Everybody hates it in the US, like literally everybody. You can talk about Trump, half of the people will like, half the people will not like. But you talk about pedophilia, everybody will not like. And he can stir the same kind of shit, but at a bigger scale. So maybe in Singapore, you can have a 1 million view. Then perhaps when you go to US, you can have 10 million or 100 million views. I don't think that's 100 million, to be realistic. So let's say he can get another 1 million view. That maybe contributes to 10,000 US dollars. That's a lot of money, right? So he wanted to do that, and he realized that is not actually moving, So he doubles down, and people got shocked. In the US, they got shocked. They cannot believe what the hell this guy is doing and actually saying on YouTube. And they reported him, and he got caught. And then somehow he was also caught chatting up a underage girl halfway across the United States. And then when they arrested him, they discovered child pornography on his computer, and he go to jail again. And as far as I understand, I think the US want to deport him. So if he get deported to Singapore, he's going to go straight to jail. So I will just say early welcome back to Singapore, Amos Yee. I hope you learn your lesson. I believe you are a very well-spoken person. I believe you could have done so much more better stuff. All these are just things I can understand. People is trying to make a living. He believed that YouTube, just like what I'm trying to do now, I'm doing YouTube videos in the hope that one day maybe I can make a living or at least some passive income through YouTubing. I believe he actually thinks the same, and probably he would have easily have more viewers than me. But never give up on principles. Never go to the dark side, and never walk through the path to hell. And he did that. He's paying for it. I'm not sure how long he's going to be jailed. So that's it for this video. Good luck to Amos Yee, and United States, keep him if you can. Singapore don't really want him back, to be honest. So, and that's it. And please like and subscribe. I don't really want to say like and subscribe. I feel like I'm begging, but please subscribe. And if you don't like my video, just subscribe. You just don't watch, can already. I just need the subscription number. Okay, that's it. Bye bye.